to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast and our review and reaction to Fastlane 2018. It is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G. Hope you're as excited as we are, folks, for what we hope is the last brand exclusive pay-per-view under the brand extension. Fastlane 2018.
For 18 months.
For 18 months, right. I did actually look early today, and we are all set for the calendar year. 12 pay-per-views in all, not including NXT.
Nice. I can deal with that. Don't get me wrong, there's a part of me that's going to be a little bit sad to see the exclusives go, but at the same time, it was very confusing and hard to keep up.
It was hard for the writing staff, too, because clearly, if you look at this card from top to bottom, it's a bit of a mess. Those of you who listen to our predictions, you already know our thoughts on the event, but we're going to watch the matches, and we're going to give our critiques of them, and we're going to churn this video out as quickly as possible for you all to enjoy. We'll catch you up next for Nakamura versus Rusev to open things up. And there we go. That is Nakamura Rusev opening the show. Wow, not gonna lie, pretty surprised they gave these two ample time to put on a pretty good match. And for not having a lot of familiarity with each other, that was a good match.
Yeah, they really lit that one up. I was quite surprised at how good they came together, and really good ground grappling that, you know, they didn't have to do a lot of flashy stuff other than Nakamura's strong style, which is flashy in itself. Rusev with a devastating super kick that Nakamura, but it looked like it just about knocked his head off.
Some really good spots in this match. I liked how Nakamura did the "come on." Rusev just rolls out of the ring, plays it up. That was great stuff.
What do you give this?
With that, with the solid finish, like they did, the big kick, Nakamura flips. Rusev gets two Kinshasas, one to the front, one to the back. Nakamura picks up the win, as he should. I'm going to give that 3.25.
3.25?
Yep.
You know, I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to give it 3.5. I really like Nakamura's work in here. Rusev is solid, never given the credit he deserves.
Fair.
Great worker. Guy can work wonders. Nakamura, great preparation for his WrestleMania match, because he's the only guy with a guaranteed match, according to John Cena. So, yep, I give it 3.5. So
that's fair. Well, we'll see what we have coming up next.
Thank y'all.
Okay, we just got Randy Orton and Bobby Roode for the U.S. title.
And the King of Extreme has pulled ahead one with this wonderful victory by Randy Orton. It was a great match. I'm going to give this a 3-star.
I'm going to give it a 3 as well. Some of the pacing was off, but they had a really good superplex, and the finish was really solid.
Oh, so out of nowhere.
Good 3
Another
stars.
Great Randy Orton RKO, and we have a United States champion. And now,
first time in history, Randy has captured the U.S. title.
Yep. So now literally the only title he's never captured is the Universal. So that's, and
we've got Jinder coming out.
Yes, folks, at the end of this great 3-star match, we have Jinder Mahal coming out. So I don't know if my prediction of John Cena versus Randy will pan out for Mania. I really hope it does, but it looks like they're going to stick with the Jinder experiment.
And there we had the heel tag team of women versus the face tag team of women. It was, oh man, there was some serious potential there for a while.
Carmella really started coming into her own, and she's actually doing really good. I was really shocked. Now, maybe it's just, you know, bigotry of low expectations. I don't know.
No, because after a Rumble performance, I didn't expect much. But unfortunately, Naomi and Natalya really floundered towards the end.
Yeah, now Naomi did really good at the beginning, but again, like towards the end, her and Becky and Natalya, all of them kind of got Well, not so much Becky, but Naomi and Natalya really got off there at the end and kind of threw off what could have been a great match, and unfortunately, I got to give it 2.5.
I'm going to agree, 2.5. But that does tie us back up. We both had the Nakamura pick, you had the Orton pick, and I had the heel women pick. So we are tied back again at 2-2 out of 3 matches.
Well,
So this went differently than anticipated, but the Tag Team Championship, right where it started getting really good. The match overall was going very well.
yeah, I'd give it a solid 3-star at the time, but then the Bludgeon Brothers came out, and as we're watching this, the Bludgeon Brothers are still beating up the Usos and the New Day, which I think sets up a 3-way tag match for the titles at Mania,
And
which
I'm
ain't
fine
bad.
with it. I'm
Ain't bad.
fine with it.
I'm just upset by the fact that you might technically win this one because I was predicting a title change.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call this one a no contest on our predictions just to save face.
Now, technically, the Bludgeon Brothers did strike the New Day first.
And you also said the titles were going to change hands, and they will not be.
Neat.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that 4 matches in, we are still tied 2-2. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Alright, that's pretty fair. Alright, well, folks, I'm going to give this a 3 stars for what it was. It could have been better, but it's setting up something even better at Mania.
If it went a little longer, I'd have given it 3, but knowing what these two teams were capable of, I'm going to give it a 2.5. Even with the finish, though, I do like it. And there we had the Women's Championship match.
Actually, a very good match. We'll get into the match before the aftermath first. Charlotte and Ruby Riott, there was a couple of small botches, but all in all, women's match, Ruby with some unique offense.
Yes.
You're going to think of being a little generous here. I don't care. I'm giving it 3.5 stars.
It was a really good match. If it weren't for the couple of small botches, and they were pretty minor, Charlotte had enough wherewithal to save them. But I think really, if I'm being fair for the time they had and the outside interference, I give it 3.25. I think the two of them could have an easily 4-star match if they had the platform to do so. But given what it was very good. Ruby really sold herself tonight. It looked good. I'm a
Ruby,
fan.
yeah, I'm with you. Now, the aftermath, which is one of Tony's win conditions for tonight, Asuka came out and challenged Charlotte for the title at WrestleMania, which solidifies Asuka and Charlotte at WrestleMania, and I think it's not official, but I think probably solidifies Alexa. No,
I think hands
we'll
down.
we'll let Raw figure that out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it hands down has to, and unless they want to go some multi-woman title match.
So no, great. I'm glad to see it. It was the right way to go. It helps rehabilitate Nia Jax a little bit.
Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania does nothing but actually promote a one-on-one singles title match for a women's title, but it also helps sell SmackDown for the next 4 weeks.
Oh, that will probably be one of the best women's matches in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to go ahead
Hands
and say
down.
that. So, all right, 3.5 stars is my score. Great title match. Ruby, like I said, she actually got some shine. Really did pretty good. Charlotte, great as always. And Asuka, we now know her official path to WrestleMania.
And I'm going to stick with 3.25, but really good. And right now our predictions are tied 3-3. We're coming down to the main event where you have John Cena walking away and I have AJ Styles to
also
retain.
the Undertaker's
Well,
condition, so let's not forget
win-loss records primarily focused on we're tied and everything is right with the world right now. And there we have the main event. Your reigning, defending WWE World Champion, AJ
Styles
now goes on one-on-one versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania. Thank you very much.
I'm very happy to be wrong in my prediction, but it was a spectacular match. The Shane interjecting himself with the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn thing, just to me personally, kind of detracted from the match a little bit, but actually really set up Kevin Owens to be a very sympathetic character, much
True.
more so than like. I really think they shouldn't have done the Kevin and the Sammy screw because it kind of dilutes it a little bit. But like the Kevin with his facial, like, oh my god, like that. If you want to make a new Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's how you make a new Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if that's your goals there, but that's how you do it. He did everybody did great in this match. Baron did pretty good.
I really liked the opener where Cena gives the AA to everybody except Styles. And then not long after that, all 5 men just jumped his ass. It was great.
Yeah. Cena's just been kind of getting group jumped lately, and fans love it.
Even Corbin had some really crisp spots. That segment he does where he goes out of the ring, runs around the post, and goes back into the ring, that looked good. His stuff with Ziggler and AJ looked really, really good. Really crisp, really fast-paced. The pacing on this whole match was fantastic overall. Really, no spots.
Dolph was Dolph, which is always great.
No spots really stuck out that really got botched. I mean, and if there were, we didn't see it.
Yeah.
AJ's spot through the table, hard, really nasty spot, and it really took him out of the match until he took the win.
Yep, and all in all, great match. What would you rate it?
Oh man, without the Shane interference, I might go 4.5. I'm going to give it 4. I'm going to preface that with I'm being very, very bullish with my star ratings thus far that we've been getting.
Okay.
It was a really good match. I would watch that match again because it was a fun match, and we expected that going in with the 5-way on SmackDown.
Honestly, I'm going to agree with 4-star match on that one. There was just. It could have gone a little longer. It just needed a few more things to really get to that next level. But it was a great match. I loved it. I'm not taking anything away, but a good, solid 4-star classic, and you can't really take nothing away from that. Now, what do you rate this pay-per-view, the final SmackDown, final brand exclusive pay-per-view of the brand split era?
Man, going in, I did not have huge expectations as far as walking away satisfied because, let's face it, this thing had essentially 2 weeks of writing, 2 weeks of build. They threw this in as filler, as a pay-per-view filler before WrestleMania. So it's not like everybody went in with 110% attitude. Yet, I came away enjoying the show as a whole. Basically from the bottom to the top, it wasn't just a SmackDown Live on Sunday night, and that's what it could have been. I think the expectations were just that. It's a SmackDown with less commercials. But, that said, this was a pretty damn good SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, and the bar was not set very high. Let me just say that.
No, it wasn't.
Because SmackDown pay-per-views have had a real tendency to be real screwy and real weird. This was actually a pretty good show. I'm going to give it 3.5.
I thought you were going to say that. And honestly, I'm going to only slightly disagree.
Okay.
Slightly contrarian. I thought this was a really crisp show. It really set the stage and did what it had to for WrestleMania. It left a few questions.
The triple threat stands out like they're showing right now.
Yeah.
I did not like that after Randy Orton won the title, Jinder comes out, and Rude hits his finisher, and then they played Rude's music. That's weird. That's bad writing.
He just lost the belt, and now he's standing tall. That is very
writing.
strange.
That's
but
bad.
we'll see what happens. It doesn't look like my prediction for Orton Cena's gonna turn out, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be a fatal 4-way match now.
It could be. Who knows?
But really great show. The women's match did a lot more than I thought they were going to be.
Sure.
The only thing that I was disappointed with was a tag team match. The Bludgeon Brothers came out. They got themselves over really well, but it really cut out from under what could have been a really good match. Now,
the
granted,
problem there is
we've seen that match a time or two, so I get it, but they were really working a crisp pace, putting together a great match. I'm going to give this 3 3/4 star. 3.75 star.
That's completely fair. I agree. With the tag team non-finish, I liked it because it's not like they had a lot of build towards the match. The two teams had a lot of history and all that, but they had like a week and a half, 2 weeks of build. So the finish, even with the Bludgeon Brothers coming down in the middle of segments and matches and promos, something like this was bound to happen, and it happens on this show. I'm okay with it. And they gave that run-in almost as long as the match itself, because it was a long beatdown.
Yeah, it was a pretty long beatdown, but yeah, it was a good match. God, yeah, I'm gonna stay with a 3.75 star. And any last notes? Oh, also,
that's really good for a SmackDown exclusive.
Let it be noted that there is one unfortunate thing that needs to be stated. I'm sorry, Tony. The Undertaker did not challenge John Cena for a match.
He didn't, but we still have like 4 weeks to
go.
go.
So we're still leaving it open.
But I will not be making the Undertaker appearance predictions anymore. I said this was the last one.
Until next Mania.
No.
Until
I'm
next
not doing
Mania.
that. No.
Okay.
This was it. But I'm fine with it, because if John Cena is going to wrestle the Undertaker, it doesn't need any more than like a 2-week build at best. Let's face it. If that happens, it doesn't matter how long a build it has. We'll see what he has. He could show up on Raw tomorrow night. It doesn't matter. He could show up on SmackDown. He could show up the SmackDown before WrestleMania. He could show up in NXT. It doesn't matter.
Hope. Isn't it a wonderful thing, folks?
Well, let's not let this distract us from the fact that Tony G, once again, is your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast prediction champion.
I will give it to you.
With a score of 3-2, or
it'd be 3-2. We'll get into it later.
It'd be 3-2 because of the finish.
And you also got the Asuka, so I'll give you that.
And I did nail the Asuka. Yep. Okay.
But it's kind of a wash with the Undertaker, so you know.
Yeah, but I still nailed the matches. And that's the important thing.
You did.
That's the important thing.
Great pay-per-view, and in a way, like, don't get me wrong, it's going to make every wrestling fan's life a lot easier only having one pay-per-view a month.
Yes.
But, in a way, there's a part of me that's almost a little sad to see the brand exclusives go. This is the last one ever. Well, or at least for 18 months, we'll see.
Maybe a year.
Well, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our review of Fastlane.
Yes, I know.
Sorry, I knew I was going to mess that one up. Fastlane 2018. This is the man of the hour, the man with the power. Oh, you know it. The man too sweet to be sour. Your king of extreme, Phil KOE signing off, and I'm handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, Tony G.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We will catch you again very, very soon on the road to WrestleMania 34.